Hi, and welcome to the Soulful Living podcast with me, Georgia Pitfield. This podcast is dedicated to reclaiming our true identities and rediscovering who we were before the world got in the way. Join me each week as we journey together to strip back the layers of societal conditioning, reconnect with our soul, and come home to the self. Welcome back to Soulful Living. I am so excited for you to listen to this episode. This week, I'm joined by Zac Carpenter, a homeopath and energy healer. As one of the UK's youngest registered homeopaths, Zac is also a quantum energy healer and beautifully marries his work in this realm with the world of homeopathy. With society becoming increasingly more aware of Mother Nature's ability to heal, along with the power we all possess for self-healing, I had to get Zac on the podcast for a conversation on energy, the quantum realm, our mind-body connection, and the world of homeopathy. Zac is an absolute dream to speak to, and this conversation was pure medicine. So let's get going. Enjoy. Hello.
Hello, my love. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, so good. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. I think we connected on social media a couple of months ago and I was like, "Oh, he's great. Yeah, love the content, love the vibe. We're going to have to get him on the podcast."
Oh, thank you.
I know, it's
Oh,
so
thank
funny.
you so much. I really appreciate that.
Oh, of course, of course. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day for this chat. I'm super excited. We're going to be diving into everything about, our energy, the quantum, the mind-body connection, homeopathy, and I'm so excited because homeopathy really is something I know very, very little about. So this is going to
Yeah,
be like good learning for me as well.
yeah, yeah.
Cool. Amazing. So, before we kick off, then, can you just introduce yourself a little bit about who you are and how you found yourself in this world of homeopathy
Mm.
and healing?
Yeah, well, hello everybody. My name is Zac Carpenter, and I am a holistic health and spiritual well-being practitioner in Tunbridge Wells in England in the UK. And I'm 23 years old, so I'm pretty young in terms of being a homeopath. I'm actually one of the UK's youngest
Mm.
registered homeopaths.
Wow,
Uh,
amazing.
not that I scream and shout about it, but
Yeah, but that's cool.
it's quite unusual. No, it is. It's quite unusual. A lot of my colleagues find homeopathy quite late in life for a
Hmm.
career, definitely. Or they may have been utilizing it throughout their lives.
Mm.
I'm one of those individuals that has utilized it throughout my very short life, and just so happens that I was in the right place at the right time to train. And I fell into homeopathy after leaving the herbal tea industry. I was working for a local company selling loose leaf teas, and I was so fascinated by the health benefits of all of these various herbs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought, well, there's got to be something more to just having it as a tea. Like
Yeah.
holy basil tea, for example, is so relaxing and really is great for anxiety. And I thought, well, why is that? Why is it so great? And
Hmm.
um, I left that job around Christmas time and had no job to go to. It was quite a sudden
Yeah.
moment in my life. And I in Tunbridge Wells, where I live, Helios Pharmacy is one of the world's leading homeopathic pharmacies. And I just thought, well, hey, it's closely linked to the industry I was working with, but more
Yeah.
on a medicinal and definitely holistic level. So
Hmm.
let's just go there and see what it's like. I may be there 3 minutes. I may be there
Yeah.
3 years. So ever since I got the job, uh, firstly, I didn't really know what to expect. I knew about homeopathy. I didn't know really what it truly was and what it did,
Yeah.
and most definitely didn't know anything about the production side of it and how remedies were made. So I started in the pharmacy dispensing remedies, making remedies up from scratch,
Mm-hmm.
and being right where the action is. So when you order from a homeopathic pharmacy and you receive your remedy, I am the one that has made up that remedy and sent it out
Right.
to you.
Okay. Yeah.
So I had a very close relationship with the remedies, and I didn't think about training. It just didn't wasn't in my peripheral. I wasn't
Mm.
truly that bothered. But it wasn't until I had an unexpected heart murmur
Mm.
at work, which I went to the hospital and they couldn't really understand what was going on with my body. There
Yeah.
was multiple things that they flagged up as being quote unquote issues.
Yeah.
And I didn't listen to what they had to say. They were trying to force me to do this, that, and the other, and I just wasn't interested. And frankly, I just couldn't be bothered to sit in the hospital waiting room for another hour.
Yeah.
So I consulted with a homeopath. I wasn't seeing one at the time, but I thought, well, I'm in the best space to see one since I work in the
Yeah.
industry. And I did. And to say that the benefits of my first prescription from this homeopath were life-changing would sort of be an understatement, because it really sorted out what was going on with my heart, and it instantly made me more aware of my energy body.
Mm.
So I haven't really looked back since. And
Yeah.
um, one of my very close colleagues decided to train, and she peer pressured me to join her. And it was the best decision I've ever made. So I'm so unbelievably grateful to not only having a job within the homeopathic pharmacy, but also for my lovely colleague who pushed me into training.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. And
Mm.
yeah, the universe works in incredible ways. And it sounds like it all just lined up for you, being in that space and actually, going through something yourself with your health and
Yeah,
illness kind of seems like that was kind of the pivotal moment for you. Like going through that was
mm,
what you almost needed to experience to be able
mm.
to find your purpose, which is, it was
Absolutely.
right there in front of you. It's amazing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, amazing. So, as well as being a homeopath, you
Mm,
are sort of you work in the energy healing world
yeah.
anyway. What are the other bits and pieces that you offer your clients, and what's the link between those and homeopathy?
So homeopathy is actually the last modality I've utilized within my
Yeah.
practice. It was first when I think I was 19 when I first started my Reiki training. So I started Reiki first, and then moving into more quantum
Mm-hmm.
energy. I'm also trained in this modality called body holographic interpretation, which is a form of
Ooh.
quantum healing, and it's about reading the blueprint of your energy
Oh
field.
my gosh, love that.
So
My
yeah,
ears
like
just prick
analyzing
up
the
at
aura.
anything like cool like
Yeah.
that. I'm like, yes, yes, yes.
Yes, that's it. And I was I'm very privileged to be trained by somebody who was down here with me in the southeast of England, called Paula
Yeah.
Ratton, who pioneered the body holographic interpretation
Mm-hmm.
modality. So I had very close connections with people that were already working in the energy field, and was very gifted to spend time with them and to develop my own set of skills within quantum energy healing. So
Wow.
it wasn't until I met homeopathy that I realized, oh, wow, I am doing quantum healing with homeopathy. It's just I'm giving somebody a physical dose of medicine in order to stimulate their physical body, which in turn is having a direct link to their mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies on a
Yeah.
personal level. So
Amazing.
yeah, they all. If you come to me for homeopathy, you're receiving quantum healing anyway, and vice
Yeah.
versa. You're coming for quantum healing. One of the beautiful aspects of what I do with clients is that if I feel they need an energetic remedy, a homeopathic remedy, I will send it into their energy field through quantum energy,
Wow.
because everything is made up of energy. So whether it's in a
Mm-hmm.
pill form or in a crystal form, it doesn't matter. It's the same exact vibration, just in a different physically tangible object.
Yeah. Wow. And it's super interesting for me to make that link with energy and the quantum world
Mm,
and like remedies.
yeah,
Like when we think of frequencies and vibrations and
yeah,
everything, we kind of think of it in this kind of in the ether and
yeah,
things that we can't necessarily see. Well, that's
yeah,
how I do anyway, like my default.
totally.
But actually every single thing has a frequency, like everything is
Absolutely.
energy. And I think
Totally.
it's very easy to forget that,
Yeah.
and it's even comes down to food we're putting in our bodies has a
Oh yeah.
vibrational frequency like it. And there's actually, I'm going off topic here, but there was a study, can't quote it directly, but
Yeah.
looking at the vibrational frequency of like fruit and veg versus like
Yes.
beige foods, and like
Yeah.
they are like literally totally different, like
Yeah.
so low vibe beige foods, and they actually make you feel low vibe and crap,
Yeah.
and then the high vibe food made you feel amazing. And it's, yeah, that is a link that is really we're unaware of in
Yeah.
society, or maybe we
Yeah.
know what's better for us and what makes us feel good, but we sometimes miss that link of
Mm.
beyond the kind of health benefits and nutrients,
Yeah.
vibrations that are making us feel good. It's very interesting to look at it from that angle.
It really is. And a big part of a homeopathic consultation is analyzing uh, our likes and dislikes in regards to food and drinks. And,
Mm.
I'm guilty of having beige food, in the week.
Oh, me
And
too. Don't worry.
yeah, yeah, that's it.
I
You
talk
know,
about beige foods. I do love beige food.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
just a caveat.
yeah, I'm so guilty of that. And
Yeah.
but it's true. I've noticed that people get addicted to the low vibrations because it puts them in a
Mm.
position to ask for help without asking for help.
Mm.
When you're feeling low and low vibed, and you're sort of having a not so positive effect on everybody else's energy field by remaining in that low frequency, people listen to you when you're in a low frequency state. And when you're in a
Mm.
high frequency state, you start to release the need for ego. I'm not saying that being in the low vibe state is wrong. Absolutely not. If that's what you need, if that's where you need to be for your healing journey, then by all means, it's the best place
Yeah.
for you. It just so happens that, you know, to be in that low vibrational state is on a more of a victim wavelength than being
Yeah.
a more love wavelength. If you were in your own high vibrational love state, you'd feel way more
Mm.
connected to the self, and you wouldn't need
Yeah.
to put yourself in that lower vibration.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're talking about that, it's really making me think of like the nervous system, and how,
Totally.
being like in parasympathetic, we think is because
Mm,
I teach yoga, and
yeah,
it's always this kind of drive to want to be in the parasympathetic, but actually
yeah,
staying there for too long can be quite low vibe
yeah,
and lead to
yeah,
depression and
yeah.
anxiety. So really my question is, do you look at the nervous system when it comes to
Mm.
homeopathy, and kind of that balance between flipping between the parasympathetic and the sympathetic, and the effect that it has on our body?
Yeah, I'm so glad you mentioned that. With I guess that to start with that, the best place for anybody to be is in a low vibrational state, because you very
Mm-hmm.
quickly identify the invitations to raise your vibration into a higher energetic state.
Mm-hmm.
You need to experience the lows in order to appreciate the highs. Uh,
Absolutely.
and with that parasympathetic nervous system response that we are so quickly programmed into in this day and age, it's detrimental, but it's also such a gift to be able to assimilate a
Mm-hmm.
life in that way, to be able to appreciate and be grateful for the abundance that comes through when you're on a high vibe. And with homeopathy, homeopathy as an energy based system has a direct relationship with not only the central nervous system, but the immune system as well. We call it the vital force, the life force energy running
Mm.
through the body. And in Reiki, we call it
Yeah.
Reiki. Reiki translates to universal life force frequency. So all of these different modalities over time have come to realize that there is a baseline energetic field that we all have,
Yeah.
which is influenced by the energy that we create. So
Yeah.
with homeopathy, the remedies, because they work on an energy basis, go directly into that vital force
Yeah.
and work their magic. And the vital force is sort of, if you can imagine, like whether it be like the soul, or however anybody who's listening wishes to define their centrifugal force.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the vital force is the component of us that sends out the mental, emotional, and spiritual messages to every single part of our body.
Yeah.
So if your vital force has decided to create a mental and emotional symptom that you haven't listened to, it will then translate it to a physical symptom to get you to listen to the physical body, which is
Yeah.
always your vital force's last port of call.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, what have I seen this week? So, I guess I get a lot of bedwetting. I don't know why at this moment in time, a lot of bedwetting is coming through my clinic.
Okay.
And the mental and emotional connotations to bedwetting is all about fear, fear of
Mm.
terrain, of your space, fear of invasion of your space, and also fear of the father and like a higher sort of energetic dominance.
Yeah.
So when the vital force or the self hasn't learned from those mental and emotional symptoms of being in a fear state, then your parasympathetic nervous system is more drained. So therefore,
Yeah.
the only route your vital force has to take is through physical means. Therefore, your
Yeah.
physical expression of a bedwetting situation.
Yeah.
So homeopathy goes beyond the physical body, beyond the mental and emotional, and even beyond the spiritual to get to, I like to call like your like first quantum matrix existence here on this planet.
Yes.
It's the driving
Yeah.
force, the energetic life force that governs everything from plants to minerals
Mm.
to us to animals. It's incredible.
Incredible. And it's interesting. Only this morning, I was having a conversation with my sister who is experiencing same symptoms over and over again. She's like, I can't shake this. This keeps
Yeah.
coming up. And I was like, I was saying to her, often when the same physical symptoms are coming up over and over and over again, and no matter how much medication we take or we feel better,
Mm.
and then a couple of months later it reappears, there's a root cause. And often, we've kind of been trained in maybe the Western world and the way we deal with issues with the body that we're facing. It's
Yeah.
very much, deal with the symptom that's presenting, and it will go away. Whereas I
Yes.
feel from speaking with you and homeopathy, and even with like Ayurvedic medicine and kind of the more
Yes.
Eastern influence, it's not just dealing with the symptom, but we're looking at why.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What
Yeah.
is the driving force behind how you're presenting right now? Because
Yeah.
in 100% of the cases, it won't be just for how you're presenting. The
Yeah.
physical body is the last port of call for the vital force to flag something up. So we're
Yeah.
always tracing back to an emotional, mental, and spiritual. And it's when we get to that spiritual state, if we can't trace it back to your energy body, we then look at the ancestral links. We look at the genetic links. If
Yeah.
you've had a tough birth, then we'll go
Mm.
through your mother's birth cycle and prescribe remedies for that. And what was going on for the mother at that point of time? Was she on lots of
Yeah.
drugs? Was she in a
Yeah.
suppressed relationship? There's so many different factors and routes that we can explore that go beyond why have I got eczema.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just incredible. And actually, these conversations every time blow my mind. Like, I
Yeah.
continue to just be like, oh my gosh, it's just amazing, having these different opportunities to get to know ourselves better.
Mm,
Why am I feeling this way? Why is this happening?
yeah.
You don't have a headache just because you have a headache. Do you know what
Totally.
I mean? You can take a
Yes.
painkillers and it will soothe the pain, but
Yeah.
the reason you had the headache is still there.
Totally.
And when
Totally.
you
I
look at it
know.
that simply, it kind of makes more sense. But
Yeah.
that's with everything we're facing in our bodies. And
Yeah.
it's a more difficult route to go down for healing and
Totally.
treatment, to try and get to the root cause. It's so much easier
Absolutely.
to take the painkiller and move on. But
Absolutely. Oh, I
what are we
couldn't agree
doing to
more.
ourselves, and what
Mm,
are we doing to our children or our grandchildren?
yeah.
If we want to have them, like, we carry through. And I'm this you can tell me if I'm wrong here on my
Mm.
quote, but is it 7 generations that we carry through DNA with us of previous ancestors? Is it 7, or I don't know if it's a different number?
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah,
it's I can't remember if it is 7, but it's definitely a
it's a
big
big
number.
number.
Yeah,
Okay, so if we
absolutely.
think
Yeah,
about, let's go with 7, but it might be more. That's 7 generations that we're carrying trauma through, that
totally.
we still experience in our bodies.
Yeah.
And that's big. That is a
And you know
lot of
what?
big.
It's not just our ancestors, it's everybody else's baggage as well.
Yeah.
You know, say a collection of women for all different backgrounds
Yeah.
are in the same room for a durated period of time, their menstrual cycles can link up.
Yeah.
So energetically, if something like that can happen, which is so common and so beautiful, I can't believe it. It's amazing that things like
Yeah.
that can happen. if you're in an office with 200 people or working for a company that is across the globe and
Yeah.
everybody is so close, living so close together, and
Yeah.
you're absorbing everybody's energy all the time. And if there's a reason why that person's experiencing symptoms from their seven ancestors, then you're taking all that
Mm.
on board as well.
Yeah.
It's
It's
madness.
yeah, and actually I think about this as well. If you think about all the people you've come to close connection with, like
Yeah.
even like sexual partners over the years, when it
Yes.
dawned on me that potentially you could be carrying baggage from
Yeah.
people that you've been with previously, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh my gosh, like what? Like it's almost freaky, right? Like we have
It
to be,
is.
but once you kind of begin to understand that and
Yeah.
understand that we are all connected, and
Yes.
it kind of gives you the ability to be more careful or more mindful of who you give your energy to, because
Without a
every
doubt.
part of us is energy. And
Totally.
yeah, I think it comes with a little bit of maturity as well, and we don't
Mm,
necessarily see that when we're younger.
no.
But once that kind of hit home for me and the penny dropped, that everybody I connect with on any basis,
Yeah.
work wise, friendship wise, in any situation, I have the ability to take on their energy and then mine. I
Yes.
really got a lot more careful with who I chose to be around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a big ask, isn't it, to be able to discern between
Oh, yeah.
what energy you're taking on board. And it just goes to highlight, as people with our types of professions working
Yeah.
and supporting other people's healing journeys, that we really need to make sure that we're on top of our own stuff and our
Yeah.
own forms of healing. I
Absolutely.
the majority of people that I've worked with within the healing industry are spending most of their time outside of helping other people, helping on them, well, working on themselves.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And that energy protection as well is so,
Absolutely.
so,
Yeah,
so
yeah, totally.
important.
Totally.
Okay. So let's come back to homeopathy.
Mm,
What does your work aim to do? So we touched on it a little bit. You're looking at the root cause,
yes.
but is that the main goal? What is your kind of end goals when you're sitting down with a new client?
Yeah, so most definitely always trying to seek out the reasons for why this person is presenting in this
Mm-hmm.
particular way. We call it the etiology. What is the never been well since scenario, whether that be on
Right.
physical, mental, and emotional,
Yeah.
that has triggered a healing response? But beyond that sort of very basic way of treating my clients, I'm always trying to make sure that not only are they in the safest space they can possibly be in, but they're in the
Mm-hmm.
happiest space they can possibly be in too. Because safety and happiness go hand in hand with health. If you're not happy,
Mm,
you're not going to be healthy. If you're constantly miserable, you're staying on that low vibe.
yeah.
So I just intend to do whatever my clients need in regards to support
Yeah.
for what is right for them. How can I meet their needs? And if there is something in their healing path, in their timeline as well, that needs to shift, like we need to get this out of the way,
Yeah.
but their intention is that we work on something that's happened sooner rather than,
Yeah.
yeah, then we work on that, because I don't want to have anybody struggling with the assimilation of life if
Mm.
we can get something out of the way to help them be in a better space for themselves, even if it means, taking our time with the actual reason as to why they're here.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, giving them the ability to go deeper. We're not always ready to
Yes. Oh,
tackle the
yeah.
root cause
Yeah.
straight away, and that's quite beautiful that, you hold space for whatever length of time they need. Because,
Absolutely.
yeah, that's so needed.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And if they do need to go to that root cause immediately, and I feel that their energy body is in the safest space to do so, and that
Hmm.
um, that we've laid down the ground rules, they know exactly where I am, they know how to get hold of me at any point,
Yeah.
and that they're fully supported throughout this process, then
Yeah.
we do that. And I've seen some miraculous change in clients from going straight back to sort of a point of trauma, and
Hmm.
allowed them to work on what is happening for them. Because essentially, as a homeopath, all I'm doing is listening to my clients, and and understanding, of course, the fundamentals of homeopathy and the science behind it, and the
Yeah.
remedy knowledge that backs up what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing. It's only 10% of the journey. The other 90% is my clients doing the work, because I'm not taking the
Yeah.
pills for them. They're
No.
the ones taking the homeopathic remedies, so therefore their
Yes.
body's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really important to note, is that when you see a homeopath, and I can imagine it's like it in lots of other different natural medicine fields, the power is given back to the patient. And I think that's what I was drawn to homeopathy the most, was because
Yeah.
I've never received that type of treatment out there in the conventional medicine landscape,
Yeah.
where I'm empowered to understand what's going on for me. I'm empowered to do something about it. And my body
Yeah.
has this natural ability to heal itself. How
Mm.
incredible is that? It's
Yeah.
just fantastic. So yeah, that's why I was drawn to homeopathy, of course, but with clients that need to go through that process, that isn't glamorous. And I say to them that, healing isn't glamorous at all.
No.
Healing can
Yeah.
be really, really rubbish.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to go through it in order
Yes.
to appreciate it. And
Mm-hmm.
it can take time that you don't have. It can take resources you don't have. It can meet needs that you didn't know were there, and then can change the course of your life and stretch your boundaries. It's
Yeah.
a real nitty gritty exercise into what it means to be a human being. And it strips away sort of the notion that you can be healed. Well, I guess that like healing can be quick and easy, which it can be, it
Mm-hmm.
absolutely can be, but that one pill can sort it all out. There
Yeah.
is no one size fits all with healing. There is no band-aid approach. You have
Yeah.
to be able to commit to the work. Your energy field is ready for you to do so, because it's how it naturally works and responds to healing.
Yeah.
Body isn't designed to be pumped full of synthetics and chemicals that it naturally can't detox. So
Yeah.
your body wants to do this on its own.
Yeah. And people have been doing this for thousands of years, right?
Exactly. Oh my
Like this
goodness.
is how it was. This is how it worked. And um, I think also you made a really lovely point that by working in this manner, it's actually putting the responsibility for healing back on the client or the
Yes.
patient,
Yes.
which is so important. And actually, like, it's a bit of a slap, like a kick in the face sometimes. It's like a wake up call
Mhm.
to the world. Like,
Yes.
I'm almost responsible in some element, consciously aware or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
There is a responsibility there.
Yes.
And by having that power handed back to you, that, like, this is likely what's causing the problem and this is what you can do to heal it,
Yeah.
and draw the line there, and you are not passing that energy on to anyone else ever again, and
Yeah.
it will no longer influence your life if you do the work.
Yes.
Like, that's a reality check.
It is, and it's a very vulnerable space for a lot of people to be in.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fine. And uh, as a practitioner, I'm here for you every single step of the way through that time of realization, and actually starting to energetically get to grips with a completely different way of being,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
expectations that one thought were there that aren't there, and that, oh wow, this is my journey, this is for me, I'm the one in control of this, I'm the one doing
Mm-hmm.
the work. That's huge to ask of somebody who
Yeah.
wasn't expecting
Mm-hmm.
step into a healing environment like that.
Yeah. It's big, but I do feel whether someone feels ready to accept that or not, by even being interested in this form of healing and
Yeah.
these, alternative healing modalities, they are ready. They just,
Yes.
their conscious
Yes.
mind might not realize that they're ready, and the ego might not realize that they're ready, but
Yeah.
subconsciously they are ready, or they wouldn't have even approached that in, to work with you or any other practitioner in
Yeah.
that space in the first
Absolutely.
place. I do think we read things at certain times, we hear things at certain times, and we see things for a reason.
Absolutely.
Nothing is a coincidence.
No.
Everything happens because it's meant to. So yeah, I think sometimes, yeah, give ourselves a bit more credit when we're faced with these situations.
Yes, absolutely. It always comes down to resonance. If it resonates
Yeah.
with you, then why not? And if there's a reason why you've come to see us as practitioners,
Yeah.
and even if, and I'm so grateful for these situations, when somebody comes to me, hears what I have to say, learns how what a bit about homeopathy and how I work, and
Mm-hmm.
decides it's not for them, then I'm more than happy to help them find their next step, because
Yeah.
at least they've heard me out and they would have had the time to be heard themselves, because
Yeah.
that's where my focus is in consultation. But if they decide it's not for them, then perfect, that's great.
Yeah.
At least they've opened up to a possibility.
Yeah, exactly. And who knows at what time in their life they might hear something and they'll think, I spoke to a guy, Zach, once, 20
Yeah,
years
yeah.
ago, and he said something similar.
That's it. And
you
even if
know,
even if it's somebody that they're closely linked with, maybe even a mother or father, or a child or something like that, that
yeah,
actually would resonate more with homeopathy,
yeah,
or any healing modality that's not right for somebody else, for the person in question, then uh that's the journey. That's part of the other
yeah,
person's healing journey.
yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we've touched on it slightly, and this topic gets me super excited. But how does this work, the world of quantum healing and
Yeah.
quantum physics, translate into your healing work in homeopathy?
Mm.
When I first started learning about the quantum realm, it was like mind blown. It still
Yeah.
is. Like I'm
Yeah.
still learning all the time, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
This is wild. So yeah, my ears pricked up as soon as you mentioned that, and kind of really, yeah, looking into that and looking at the energy of the not the supplements, but the remedies that
Mm.
you, yeah,
Yeah.
the remedies that you give your clients. So yeah, how does it translate? How do the two
Mm.
fit together in your world?
So I think the main way that they fit together is through my quantum healing sessions. When I have somebody
Mm-hmm.
present with me, and they're styled pretty much like a Reiki session, so you're laying down on the therapy couch, and I'm just quantumly tuning in and shifting out any energy that needs to be transformed into something else, or
Mm-hmm.
anything within the quantum category. If
Yes.
I feel that their energy would respond really well to a homeopathic remedy, and even if they themselves have energetically told me that they need a homeopathic remedy, bearing in mind they have no idea what homeopathy is,
Mm-hmm.
I prescribe that remedy through the quantum field. If it's received by their energy body, it's received, and great, then they might work and utilize the homeopathic remedy. If it's not received, then it's not. It's transformed into other baseline energy frequencies. So
Mm-hmm.
that's my number one way, and I've had incredible results with giving homeopathic remedies quantumly rather than through physical means of taking a remedy. And
Mm-hmm.
as well, it comes back to quantum entanglement, and the idea that, you know every cellular structure. I hope this is right, by the way. I do know about quantum entanglement, but if it's not, then hey, I've just made it all up, everybody. But
We'll
quantum
go with
entanglement,
it for now, unless
yeah,
someone
that's it,
else
that's it. Yeah,
messages to say no.
no, exactly. And then we'll do this again, and we'll
Yeah, we'll
correct
just rerun.
ourselves. That's
Take
it.
two.
Yes, but the quantum entanglement theory is that something along the lines of that. One proton or something like that is attached to another one in a different
Yes.
space and time.
Yeah.
So I take on the notion, and I practice with the notion that, say, in this third dimensional reality, I am one of those atomic structures, and the other atomic
Yeah.
structure of mine that I'm attached to is in source, universe, God, whatever terminology
Yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
use. So when it comes to homeopathy and utilizing that in the quantum space, I either step into source and with the other person's energy field,
Mm.
and they're what I like to call the divine inner self rather than the higher self, because the higher
Mm-hmm.
self suggests that it's something that is out of reach and it will never achieve to. So the divine inner self, which is what it truly is,
Yeah.
especially in quantum entanglement terms,
Yeah.
we go to that centrifugal force and we have a discussion about what is needed. And every single time your divine inner self gives the information of a remedy or the evidence or the symptomatic picture of a remedy that is needed for you. So
Mm.
I like to think of it as though I'm going to talk to the universe about what this person needs, and I do get a response.
My gosh. I'm sorry, but this is just so cool.
It sounds like it does sort of sound like a story, like a, you know, like a fantasy novel, but
But it's so cool. Like,
yeah.
and
And what, when with quantum energy, it's coming down to the blueprint of why we're communicating with certain frequencies. So the subconscious mind can only communicate with the conscious mind through visualization.
mhm,
Those
yeah.
visualizations are made up of quantum energy. You know, how does the
Mhm.
mind work? Why is the mind there? How do we visualize stuff with our eyes shut? All of these really sort of
Yeah.
existential questions that we really can't explain, but we can see through MRI mapping of the brain that it's happening on a physical level on our brain, that the you know, the neural pathways are electric, and they're
Yeah.
giving off signals all the time. Those signals are being generated from a quantum energy field. So
Yeah.
when you're able to subconsciously picture something and verbally communicate it, you've solidified and created energy from a quantum space into the third dimensional reality.
Mhm.
So when somebody is in a space of especially in a quantum session with me, and they're in there and their energy field is giving off these visualizations, these echoes of energy fields that I'm being shown as moving picture images, then
Mm.
because they've half communicated it to me and I'm able to relay it to them through verbal communication, it's made that energy real. And it
Yeah.
works the same way as taking a remedy. I'm giving you this remedy that is made real,
Yeah.
and you're having an effect just by me communicating to you the reasons why X, Y, Z, and maybe a little bit of past life work and
Mhm.
Akashic record work. You're getting the same healing response from taking a remedy, just by me being able to relay through verbal communication to you what I've witnessed as the practitioner going on for you.
Yeah. I feel like, wow, my brain is trying to process all of that. It's
I don't actually
just,
know where that came from. I just suddenly blinked and
no,
realized
and
where I was. So I was off one there.
no, I honestly, I've been like just mesmerized staring at the screen. Like, I don't even know what
Oh,
to say. I feel like you just channeled that whole thing.
I do
It
that.
just came through.
I just go off on one. I'm like, oh, okay. So
No,
I
it
can't
was
wait to listen to this back
incredible.
and see what I actually.
Yeah. No, trust me. It was amazing. You fully
Oh,
just channeled that whole message, and like I'm just still receiving. It's like that was a lot, but wow. Like, ah God, it's incredible. And like, okay, so I understand what you're saying because I'm in this world. I
yes.
read tarot, so I very much understand with
Yes.
connecting with the other person's. I love that you call it divine inner self. I think I'm going to use that term
Mm,
now. Um, connecting with the other person in this other realm, and trusting what's coming through and trusting that that's the right message.
yeah.
But some people haven't practiced those skills. We can all do it, by the way, but
Totally.
we can
Yes. Yeah.
all do it. Like sometimes people book in like a reading with me and I'm like, you could just do this yourself. Like I wish I could just show you, like you can do it. But anyway, some of us haven't been practicing those skills throughout various
Okay.
lifetimes.
Yeah.
So it can feel a little more challenging.
Yeah.
But to people who are listening who are like, whoa, mind blown, what's he talking about, meeting
Yeah.
someone in that realm? How it come back to what you said about quantumly prescribing someone a remedy and it being received by their energy and actually seeing results. Can we come back to that and maybe just give a bit more
Mm.
explanation on exactly what you mean by that? Because that sounds incredible. And I think there's going to be people listening who, yeah, need a little bit more of an explanation on exactly what that is.
Yes. So when I'm like out and about and I haven't got any remedies with me and I need something, like I need something there and then in order just to get on with the rest of my day,
Yeah,
I will just take 2 minutes just to focus on my breathing, put myself in a higher vibrational state just by through intention. All you have to do is just intend that you're vibrating on a
mm,
high level, or say to yourself, look, I'm here in this third dimension right now, but I'm willingly connecting with something on a higher dimension, to the
mm-hmm.
universe. Even just saying, universe, please help me out here. Something as simple as that.
Yeah,
That's the intention that you're working in a quantum space. And I'll do that. Like I remember being in the streets of Brighton, the busy lanes, Christmas shopping,
yeah,
pounding headache. I was like, I know this particular headache. Let's do it. Busy street. There I am breathing.
Yeah.
connecting to the universe and saying, universe, please, I really need some Magphos, which is a homeopathic remedy, Magphos 30C. And I just downloaded that remedy into my energy field. And the way that we can
Amazing.
do that is taking it all the way back to the fact that everything is just energy. Everything
Mm.
is made from the same energy field. This
Mm.
chair I'm sitting on and this microphone I'm talking into is made from the exact same energy that I am made from, that my mind is
Mm-hmm.
made from, that my dreams are made from, that my
Mm.
thoughts are made from. Everything is made from the same energy field. It's just vibrating at a different speed to appear as a different holographic object in the third dimension.
Yeah.
That is scientifically proven that
Yeah.
atoms resonate and therefore create a solid structure.
Yeah.
All you need to come back to is that thought process, that basic physics, that atoms are vibrating right now. I see them. They're not actually a solid structure, but they're vibrating to appear so therefore, why can't I shift my intention with my mind to go deeper into that energetic cycle and work with energy there? That's all I'm doing
Yeah.
with Reiki and quantum healing. I'm looking at the physical vessel that's lying in front of me and understanding that there is a soul connection to that physical vessel that is
Mm-hmm.
connected to all living things. And I'm bypassing that physical structure. I'm going deep into organs. It's like I've got X-ray vision and I'm seeing
Yeah.
the issues inside the physical vessel. And because I'm in that mindset of I'm just an atom, I'm just vibrating, I can vibrate on their level, project
Mm-hmm.
my energy field into that particular area from a highest vibrational pattern of love and light and from with no negative resonance at all,
Yeah.
step into that zone, clear it up, do the work that's needed, put energy there that is suggestive. If it's received by the person's physical vessel, then brilliant. If it's not, then it will be transformed into other energy that person can use.
Mm-hmm.
I blink 3 times and it's done. It's instant. Energy work is so instant.
Yeah.
And especially with homeopathy being an energy form, yes, it can take a month or two to see the results. But just
Mm.
know, as soon as you've put that pill in your mouth or you've downloaded that energy from the universe, it's already started the process. And even
Yeah.
to an extent, having a consultation with me and being able to talk openly,
Yeah.
that is when the healing genuinely starts.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
physical vessel takes its time because it's been the last thing to manifest in this third dimension. Therefore, it
Mm-hmm.
takes more energy to get the results because it's needed more energy in the first place in order to
Yeah.
create the physical vessel.
Yeah. Incredible. And I'd actually say the healing journey even begins the minute someone even seeks you out and or
Oh,
books the
no,
appointment.
absolutely. Yeah,
It's beginning, whether we're aware of it or not, it's
absolutely.
already happening. And I think even in even simpler terms, it just comes down to the power of the mind, doesn't it?
Yeah,
We have the
exactly.
power to make anything work or not work through our mind. Like even, placebos, the placebo effect, we can do that with our mind. We can make anything work for us.
That's
And
it.
that's bringing that power back to us again, isn't it? Like
It is.
we are so powerful. We have the ability to make anything we want come to life. Like it
Yeah,
is all there waiting for us in a realm unseen,
yeah,
but our soul can see it and we just need to focus the intention and we can bring it to us in the physical 3D world.
that's
Um,
absolutely it.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's
incredible.
like coming back to that placebo word. It's such a tainted word,
Yeah.
but I look at my clients that are animals, that
Mm.
communicate with me using the human language, yet
Mm-hmm.
they don't know what the word placebo is. And the results that I've had with dogs and cats are insane, brilliant,
Really?
crystal clear, perfect results. I've given
Oh
home
my gosh.
plants when my cheese plant was decaying and its leaves were yellowing from overwatering. I gave it a homeopathic remedy. Within a couple of days, it was back to normal. That plant doesn't know what a placebo word is.
Yeah.
And on a couple of cases when I'm giving Reiki to dogs and I'm putting remedies in the body, and then the dog comes back a month later with the results I would expect if they took that remedy on physical level
Mm-hmm.
with a pill, that it's proven to me that the energy that I've downloaded through the quantum space has worked just as efficiently as it would have done if I spent the time making up that remedy and
Yeah.
giving it to them in a pill form.
Wow.
So
Oh my
really,
gosh,
what is
incredible.
placebo? It's just the power of
Yeah.
the mind.
It's the
And
power of the mind.
there's
And
nothing
it's
negative with that. It's all positive.
no, and I think just coming to that word placebo, people often say, "Oh, I think it's just placebo effect, I don't think it's actually doing anything." No, it is
Yeah.
like that. The
This
placebo
work.
effect is a good thing, like that's what you said. Like it's like a negative word almost, or like it's not
Yeah.
real, but like
Yeah.
no, that
I
just
get it.
shows you how powerful your mind is. Like
That's
it's
it. I get it all
insane.
the time. And somebody's like, in consult, I ask them, what has changed since the last appointment? Oh, nothing, nothing, nothing. And then I go through what they've give the information they've given to me last
Yeah.
time. And I say, hey, so, your dizzy spells, what's happened to those? Oh, they've gone actually. Think, oh, wow, the
Yeah.
remedy did some good work. Oh, no, I don't, it couldn't have been the remedy because that's just placebo. And I'm like, yeah, but it's worked. Something's worked that has
Something's
eradicated
worked.
your dizziness. So even if
Incredible.
for that person it has been placebo, and for 9 times out of 10, it's not the placebo for them. I can,
Yeah,
back up
it's
with
actually the
casework
remedy. Yeah, of course.
work.
Yeah.
And even when I'm prescribing herbal tinctures, that's a big part of homeopathy is prescribing herbal tinctures as well.
Hmm.
It goes to show that the power of the mind, the quantum energy field that we're tapping into, whether it's in a physical form of a homeopathic remedy or through verbal communication, it all works exactly the same way.
Absolutely. And I think it actually applies to anything, whether you take a homeopathic remedy or a Western pharmaceutical
Yeah,
medicine.
yeah,
If you have the mindset, this isn't going to work, it's not going to work.
exactly.
Even the pharmaceutical medicine will not work. You will still find problems
Yeah,
because your brain is telling you, you are telling your brain, and your brain is telling you this isn't working. And that's the energy you're feeding out to the universe. So all you're getting back is this isn't working. If you
yes.
take, again, homeopathic remedy or Western medicine, and you go in with the intention, this is going to heal me, I'm going to feel amazing after I take this,
Mm,
it's probably going to work.
yeah,
Like, it's all down to our intention, right? And our communication
totally.
and the self talk that goes on in the brain.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, amazing. So, finally, how do you think taking a homeopathic approach to healing, to medicine, can aid our ability to reconnect with our true selves and come home to the body?
Homeopathy is all about empowering your vital force, your energy field to do the healing work that it needs. That is
Hmm.
enough to come right back home to
Yeah.
your centrifugal energy field.
Yeah.
The fact that this medicine is working directly with the energy that is working even beyond a soul level for your energy body. The
Yeah.
reason why you're here, the energy that is holding your atomic structure together and connecting the mind, body, spirit, that is the energy we're working with here with homeopathy.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
to be able to come back to the most organic and natural state of human existence through
Mm.
tapping into your unlimited abundance of vital force energy, who would say no to that?